Good morning. It's 5 a.m. in Springfield, Oregon, and this is John G. Presco. And this is the Midnight Awake Show. I'm not as worried anymore. I've been doing the Midnight Worry Show. Of course, I'm worried, but I'm not worried in a prophetic manner about what's going to happen. It's becoming quite clear what's happening. Yesterday, I born a movie idea called Lane, based upon several people. Yesterday, I found um, James Lane, who was a radical Republican, who John Fremont bid to conduct raids along the Kansas-Missouri border. He was a Jayhawker. Kansas was going to declare itself a free state and enter the Union. And if they could get Missouri to become a free state, then the emancipation of the slaves would be possible. It's going to be quite an epic book and movie. It's going to be the focus of my run for governor of Oregon. It's going to put Oregon on the world stage and map the United States as being a vital state in terms of our history. Joseph Lane ran for vice president under Breckinridge for the presidency of the Confederacy. John Fremont ran for president on the Republican ticket. He was the first president to run for office. He was the first Republican candidate to run for president of the United States. He was a co-founder of the Republican Party. James Henry Lane killed himself, and I believe I know why. And I will not reveal that to the end of my book and in my movie series. It's quite important because this history has come around with the rise of the Neo-Confederates and the red southern states, and led by Donald Trump, who led a racist Neo-Confederate insurrection before the insurrection of January 6th. He had people behind him that had planned to take over the United States of America and destroy the Democratic Party. There's been a switch around there. So anyway, I'm up. I had a dream about my friend Keith. We don't know what happened to him. He was an English citizen. I woke and finished writing my idea for the movie, book, and TV series Lane. Boris Johnson was in Kyiv yesterday with Zelensky. Quite a sight. This has much to do with my novel, The Royal Janitor, based upon my friend Rena Easton, whose husband was head of the British Defense Staff, Washington, which was formed at the end of World War II by Churchill and Truman to make sure the British and the United States was always allied in their efforts, especially if there's another war in Europe. And I'm going to push that now. Zelensky's been asking the United States to create a no-fly zone um, over Ukraine because Putin is sending his terrorists, Russian terrorists, to bomb cities and train stations and kill citizens. And with Boris Johnson now in coming to Kyiv, I believe this activates the the British Defense Staff Washington agreement that the United States and Britain will team up and defeat the next tyrant of Europe. This is quite amazing. And 3 days ago or 2 days ago, I suggested on my blog, Roy Roosevelt Press, that Zelensky might form a new Israel in the Donbass region. And that's where the big fight is going to be. And quite frankly, it resembles Revelations, as foreseen by Herbert Armstrong, whose church I've taken over, the New Radio Church of God, that was down the street here in Springfield. So quite a lot is happening everywhere. I don't know if Zelensky or somebody was reading my blog and showed it to him, the idea of the Donbass becoming the new Israel. A lot of Russians fled Russia to go live in Israel. There's 1 million expatriate Russians living in Israel that's become overcrowded, and the Hasidim religious fanatics are destroying Israel. There's a big struggle to end it as a secular nation. This has a lot to do with the Turnvan Jews and the Turnvan Germans and the 48ers and the radical Republicans, many of them who were Germans, my ancestors. So we need a new Israel up in Europe, a sanctuary for a lot of the Russians, Jews to return, and the Jews that are being persecuted. There's a big fear that the right-wing candidate, a woman, is going to win the Paris election. And there's another right-wing NATO country. I don't know if it's a NATO country, but it used to be part of Russia, and it's becoming anti-Semitic. There's a few anti-Semitic bad players in Europe. Finland, it looks like it's going to join NATO, and I suggested that it become a sister NATO nation to Oregon. I've suggested that other 50 states, if they're so inclined, that they're supportive of NATO, if their governors are supportive of NATO, to reach out and become a sister state nation to NATO nations that are fighting the tyranny and the terrorist state of Russia. All right, this is West Poverty Show. You be careful out there. And patriots who love freedom will seize the day.